arms I'll rise. I held you like a whispered prayer, but some things vanish in thin air. We burn like paper candles, too fragile for the storm. Each flame a fragile promise that flickered but never warmed. You were the light I tried to hold, but paper melts in hands too cold. We burn like paper candles and disappeared before the dawn. You left your ring inside a book, a final note I never took. The words you never meant to send still echo in my ribs again. You love me like a passing rain, then vanished with the sky in pain. We burn like paper candles, too fragile for the storm. Each flame a fragile promise that flickered but never warmed. You were the light I tried to hold, but paper melts in hands too cold. We burn like paper candles and disappeared before the dawn. I still see you in the smoke. We burn like paper candles, but still you light my mind. A fire I wasn't strong enough to keep from falling behind. If love was made of something true, I would have burned forever too. But we were just paper candles, and the wind always knew. And the wind always knew. The wind always knew. The light turned lilac at 4 a.m. I was still dancing with the past again. Your name still echoing the hall, like perfume that won't fade at all. We met in fragments, half alive, a slow rewind we couldn't drive. You said forever like a dare, but lavender was in the air. I reached you, drifted out footsteps soft on concrete, and every time the sky turned gray, I heard you laugh from far away. We lived in a lavender delay, where time been just a drift away. You held me close, but not to stay, fading with each slow replay. I tried to freeze the frame in place, but all I caught was empty space. We lived in a lavender delay and lost ourselves in yesterday. I still float there every day, where kisses fall like distant light, and dreams don't end, just lose their fight. I see you in the violet blur, but can't remember who we were. We lived in a lavender delay and let it all just slip away. Stitched from broken dreams. She wore the past like vintage lace and vanished without leaving trace. She had quartz in her shoes, carrying echoes of love confused, heavy steps in quiet grace, wandering time and leaving space. scarf on the old oak chair, still warm like you were standing there. I didn't move it, I never do. It's the only piece I have of you. You spoke in hush, your eyes too loud, a soul that never fit the crowd. I tried to meet you where you hid, but love, you always closed the lid. I held the silence like a flame, whispered your echo like a name. You were a keepsake for the quiet, a lullaby beneath the riot. I touched your shadow, felt you breathe, but you were always made to leave. I memorized your every line, still can't rewrite what wasn't mine. You were a keepsake for the quiet. Now I sleep inside the silence. I found your note behind the blinds, 3 lines of love, too undefined. You said don't chase me through the night, but I still run in candlelight. The world forgot your gentle noise, but I still hear you in my voice. You were a keepsake for the quiet, a lullaby beneath the riot. I touched your shadow, felt you breathe, but you were always made to leave. I memorized your every line, still can't rewrite what wasn't mine. You were a keepsake for the quiet. Now I sleep inside the You're still here in quiet ways. You were a keepsake for the quiet, where love and sorrow coexist. A piece of sky I never caught, but still remember when I miss. You slipped through time without regret, but I still keep what I can't forget. You were a keepsake for the quiet, and I carry you like bread. Like bread. Like She wore joy like a painted breeze, laughed in colors no one sees. The room turned gold when she walked through, and every shadow faded too. She spoke in stories, not in facts, wrote poems on paperback. tried to catch her in a frame, but freedom never stays the same. She left before the clock could chime, but took the morning with her time. There was saffron in her lap, sunlight folded in her path, a melody and broken rhyme that danced beyond the edge of time. She kissed like hope before the fall, then vanished down the garden wall. There was saffron in her laugh, and now the silence echoes back. She painted stars inside her tea, believed the moon lived in the sea. I never quite believed in fate, but with her it was too late. She told me love was never still, begin. You cracked my soul in 4/4 time, left a scratch across my mind. You were mercury on vinyl, and I still play you every night. Still spinning, still spinning, still spinning, still spinning, still spinning. I found your shirt in the second drawer, still folded like the day before. It smelled like rain and distant light. The blue thread still holding tight. We stitched a life in scattered days, in quiet rooms and cafes. You spoke in touch, I answered slow, and neither one knew when to go. I saw thunder behind your eyes. You told me love was overrated, that hearts were better understated. But I felt the tremble in your voice when you gave me that almost choice. And though you never lit the flame, you left behind a glowing name. We were secondhand sparks, never set to truly burn, just flickers in the dark from lessons we refused to learn. You held me like a distant thought in a love you almost fought. We were secondhand sparks, and I still feel the heat we never earned. You kissed like someone reading lines out loud, but skipping all the signs. I held the echo of your breath long after you had left. We danced around what felt too close, but I love the ghost of you the most. We were secondhand sparks, never set to truly burn, just flickers in the dark from lessons we refused to learn. You held me like a distant thought in a love you almost fought. We were secondhand sparks, and I still feel the heat we never earned. Secondhand sparks and borrowed time and broken clocks. I watched you drift, but stayed aligned, still tied to fire you left behind. You kissed my skin and let it freeze. Now I just warm to memories. We were secondhand sparks, but I still feel you lighting me. love.